So hey guys, today we'll be looking through all of the new cards in the new selection pack once again. So this time around it looks like we have Maliss cards, Battlewasp, and then the Tenyi cards. So let's go through them one by one. So Maliss Q, Heart Scripter, 3 monsters including a Maliss monster, so not garbage like Geist, requiring only Geist monsters, somewhat generic. You can target one of your banished Malice cards, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, banish one card on the field while this card points to a monster this effect and its activation cannot be negated. So many questions about the ruling on just this one line. So if this card is negated to begin with, like by skill drain, so let's say skill drain is on the field active, and then you summon Heart Scripter, and then you summon something to an arrow the Heart Scripter is pointing to. Does this apply? I feel like the answer to this is no. If you just summon Heart Scripter and it gets skill drained, and then you summon a monster to the zone it points to, then I think it will still be negated, right? But it actually doesn't say this card's effects. It says that this effect and its activation cannot be negated. So even if this card is negated, I believe, as long as it is pointing to a monster, this effect should not be negated. It says effect and activation, so if you were to Baron it, it wouldn't negate as well. And Baron specifically has the order of negate then destroy, so it would neither be negated or destroyed by Baron. Fun line right here. Oh joy. So this is kind of like Utopia Leo Ray's effect, I guess. Similar. If this card is banished, you can pay 900 life points, special summon it, and double its attack. You can only use each effect of Mouse Q, Heart Scripter, hard once per turn. Yeah, on both effects. Okay. And then next new card, we have Battlewasp Grand Partisan, the Revolution. This is, for some reason, completely generic to make. It cannot be destroyed by card effects, just period. Insert insect synchro monsters you control. Gain 200 attack for each of your banished insect monsters. So I'm assuming maybe Battlewasp banishes a lot of your monsters, like your own monsters, maybe. Not 100% sure, but they're insect generic like monsters that kind of like generically, not that generic, but like splashable like insect kind of monsters like the centipede one, and then Beargrum. Those would banish a lot, and then you have like resonance insect and stuff, right? So that's reasonable enough, and this only applies to your insect synchro monsters, interestingly enough. But that means that Grand Partisan plus your synchros would gain a lot of attack. So if I have just Grand Partisan and 5 banished insect monsters, that would be a 4,000 attack monster. If I have an additional synchro, that would be boosting me for a total of 2,000 attack points. And it would be more and more for like all of your banished insects. And if this card is banished, you can special summon it, then you can destroy cards your opponent controls up to the number of your banished insect monsters, then inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each card destroyed. This only destroys cards your opponent controls, notably. And because it special summons itself, it shouldn't be counted as one of your banished insect monsters for the destruction effect. But it also does burn, and I do know some of the Battlewasp cards burn. Like, I don't think it's going to be that much burn, but I could be wrong, I guess. Let's see. How much does Sting burn for? No, it's not pin. Wait, isn't it pin the bullseye I'm looking for? None of these guys are pin the bullseye. Okay, I don't know then. They probably burn, I guess. Alright. Worth mentioning, I guess, is that it doesn't matter where this is banished from, so if you could banish this in the grave, it would just resummon and kind of be a menace. So, anyways. Next, we have Tenyi Spirit Mula Adara. If this card is synchro summoned, and 2 or more water monsters are in your graveyard and or banishment, you can add 1 field spell from your deck to your hand. So this effect, already irritating, because, you could add a lot of degenerate cards, usually. But, since they banned Secret Village, not nearly as bad. but I guess there are only like two targets you would really consider if we're like looking at context of worms. You could add uh, the True Draco field spell, I guess, for this, or you could add the actual Tenyi field spell, I suppose. Kind of weird that it generically adds any field spell though. And then we have the other fact here. While a non-effect monster is face up on the field, this card gains these effects. It cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects and can make a second attack during each battle phase. Which also means that if you don't have a non-effect monster on the field, this has no effects. So, alright. I guess. Next we have Maliss P White Rabbit. You take no damage from battles involving Maliss Link monsters that point to this card. And then, if this card is normal or special summon, you insert one Maliss Trap from your deck with a different name than the cards in your graveyard. If this card is banished, you can pay 300 life points, special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except for Link monsters. So, I believe all of the Maliss main deck monsters pretty much have this effect, except for one of them. But the majority, if they get banished, pay 300, special summon it, and then they have some sort of other effect, and then I think they have an effect relating to if a Maliss Link monster points to it. And this one is cannot be destroyed by card effects. Wait, what are the arrows on this? Red Ransom. I guess we could have both of these pointing to like Dormouse to make them not destructible by card effect. Well, alright. Hard once per turn, banish a Maliss from banish a Maliss monster from your deck. Also, for the rest of this turn, Maliss monsters you control gain 600 attack. I don't know why it says during your main phase, because this is going to have to be an ignition effect, right? So this line of text, I don't understand, and this is you can activate this effect. Yeah. When else would I be activating my effects that are ignition? Strange. Most monsters you control gain 600 attack for some reason. Okay. And then same line as every other Maliss card, I guess. Alright, Tenyi Spirit Saruya. If you control a wire monster or a face-up non-effect monster. This is just generic worm support, somewhat. Okay, if this card is sent to the graveyard as material for Worm Synchro monster, you can special summon one Tenyi Link monster from your extra deck, but cannot be used as Link material. Then you lose LP equal to its Link rating, so you're telling me I can use this to just cheat out Shaman, I guess? It doesn't say non-effect or anything, right? Just a Tenyi Link monster, right? This is a Tenyi Link monster, Shaman of the Tenyi, yeah? Discard one card, target one Warm monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and then you're Warm locked. Yeah, seems like fine. You would need like kind of an extender to do this though, right? So that'd be like maybe wait, we can't really make anything useful with this though. Does this have to be for it has to be for Warm Synchro only. Wow, that's weird. So then we'd be like what? 4/4? 8? Mula? Adhara? Then if you bring out Shaman of the Tenyi, you could make something if you did a normal summon, I guess. There's no 11. But like Ashuna's the best Tenyi. If you can't get Ashuna into the graveyard, it feels kinda like pointless, right? What? Real quick, let's just check. Synchro 11 Worm? Nope. There isn't one in the game, I'm pretty sure, so. Oh, yeah, okay then. Liberator Ito. Cannot be normal summon slash set, must be special summon from your hand or graveyard. So it can be discarded for cost and then summoned later, I guess? And the condition is pay half your life points while your opponent has a monster card in their field or graveyard with an effect that activates in the hand or monster zone in response to a card or effect activation. So this is only usable if your opponent has like a hand trap either on their field or grave, I guess, maybe? Well, okay. Let's see. What's it say exactly? That activates with an effect that activates in the hand or monster zone in response to a card or effect activation. That's so specific. How did they even code this? That sounds like relatively annoying to code when you have so many cards in the card pool. Just moderately annoying though. Anyway, this face-up card cannot be used as material for a Fusion, Synchro Xyz, or Link Summon. Also, during your turn only, it is unaffected by monster effects activated on your opponent's field. Oh, so it's just a really big beater, that's it. Oh, okay. I guess you could use this for specifically like a ritual deck. That's probably the best usage I can see for this, because you can like tribute this if you just open this, and then if your opponent hand traps you, you can summon it again, and it's just like a really high level, so you'd probably tribute it again. Aside from that, if your opponent hand traps you, you could reasonably like use this to beat over your opponent's like monsters, like a Baron, for example. Is this activated? Or does this start a chain? Inherent summon or no? Inherent summon. Yeah, this is an inherent summon. That's interesting. March Hare. And before we read this, I want to just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 yours. Anyway, continuing on. Oh wait. This is also a Maliss card, yeah. 5 URs. Anyway, continuing on. March Hare. Your opponent cannot target Maliss-like monsters that point to this card with card effects. So your monsters could be not destructible, not targetable. And also you can't destroy these by battle because the field spell, I've already seen the field spell. The field spell has some annoying like U-Bell type effect with Nightmare Pain, like that type of effect. Great. Alright. During the main phase, if this card is in your hand, quick effect, you can bash one other Maliss card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do special summon this card, if this card is banished, you can pay 300 life points, then target one of your banished Maliss monsters, add it to your hand. So this would include itself, so you can keep cycling this. You don't gain life points back though, so that's something, I guess. I'm not sure if that really fully matters, but starting to consider maybe burn. We'll see. Special summon one insect monster with 1,000 or less attack from your hand or deck. That's interesting. Does this have an insect lock? Yep. Then if you special summon from the deck, send one monster you control to the graveyard. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, except for insect monsters. So this card, I already am getting bad vibes for this. Let's check something real quick. Okay, retaliating C. I think it was retaliating C. What is the stat line on this? 1,400. Okay, we're safe. So my concern was if you were to, well, this is for the rest of the turn, right? So you could technically potentially search Maxi. I mean, yeah, there was always kind of the potential to kind of do this. Actually, no wait, you can still kind of do it, but whatever. I was thinking that this could like summon Retaliating Sea, send it to the graveyard, and then trigger because it was sent from field to graveyard to then maybe add like a Maxi, but maybe you can do that with Resonance Insect or something. Anyway, if a face-up insect synchro monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, add one Summoning Swarm from your deck to your hand. Okay, what is Summoning Swarm? Normal spell. Target level 4 or lower Battlewasp monsters in your graveyard up to the normal monsters your opponent controls special summon them. You can only activate one per turn, and you are insect extra deck locked. Okay. Maliss in Underground. When this card is activated, you can banish one Maliss card from your hand, deck, or graveyard, while 3 or more of your Maliss traps with different names are banished. Maliss Link monsters you control gain 3,000 attack. While you control a Maliss Link monster, your opponent's monsters can only target Maliss Link monsters for attacks. So, yeah. pretty annoying if you put like an Apple on field. It's most likely going to, unless you have like a card for the Appo's most likely to not be destroyable by battle because there will be like a Maliss Link monster, I guess, on field. Yeah, that's about it. Delta of Invitation. Oh, when this card is activated, wait, this is a field spell. Uh, when this card is activated, you can send one level 5 or higher zombie monster from your deck to the graveyard. Okay. You can only use each of the following effects of Delta Invitation once returned. If a zombie monster is on the field, you can special summon one Delta token. It's a level 5 zombie dark monster. Okay. This is maybe good for Vendread, I guess. If a monster is added from the graveyard to the hand, well, this card is in your graveyard, except during the turn step. You can add this card to your hand. Yeah, the only thing that I can think that like in terms of zombie monsters that even does this, this effect, add from graveyard to hand. Isn't this like either something like Vampire or Vendread? I'm not 100% sure if Vampire has anything that does this actually. I don't think they go to hand actually, right? I think they just get special summon back, so it's just yeah. I'm pretty sure that this is just Vendread with Vendread Slayer, and I don't think Vampire's like it's kind of an XYZ deck, so you could only link off the Delta token. I mean, at the very least, you could use Delta Invitation, send Doom King Ballad Rock, and then special summon Doom King Ballad Rock. That's something. But you would need a zombie effect to trigger Doom King. Doom King's really not that great unless it's under Zombie World, so okay, I guess. Huh. Well, actually, I guess this would be fine with Eldlick. If a monster's added from the graveyard to the hand, yeah, Eldlick does that. Is this just Eldlick support and nothing else really? Okay. Next, we have Maliss Q Red Ransom. 2+ monsters, including a Maliss monster. While this card points to a monster, the original attack and defense of all effect monsters your opponent controls are switched. So all these Maliss monsters just have some random ass effect, like at the top here. Okay, kind of annoying. I don't even know if this is useful, but like, sure. This feels like it would be moderately annoying in some situations. Like for example, if you're playing Blackwing and your original attack and defense, they're all swapped. Cool. Then I can't search, and maybe my deck just doesn't work for no particular reason. Okay, I guess. It's a little bit interesting, but it's just like out of left field. Alright. If this card is special summon, you can add one Malice spell from your deck to your hand. That effect is alright, I guess. This card is banished, you can pay 900 life points, special summon it, then you can banish one Cyberus monster from your deck. Huh? What? So you're telling me if this is banished, you can banish an additional card and also special summon this card, and then this will also be potentially able to trigger this effect. Okay, epic. White Binder. If this card is special summoned, you can target up to 3 cards in any graveyard. Banish them. Just like a delayed DD Crow, basically. I mean, this effect is like hit or miss. Like, this will either really brutalize your deck, or you can just completely ignore it and you don't care in the slightest. During your main phase, you can set one Malice Trap from your deck or graveyard. If this card is banished, you can pay 900 life points, special summon it, then you can draw 1 card. But, alright, I guess. We'll see what the Malice Traps do, but I know if you set the Malice Traps, they're activatable the same turn if they're set by like a Malice monster, and there are 2 monsters that do that, I believe. And randomly you draw a card, but there's no like effect at the top for like pointing for some reason. Why though? What? Okay. Horn Brute Carnovarus. Completely generic to make. During the main or battle phase, you can quick effect immediately after this card resolves, synchro summon one dinosaur monster using this card you control. I don't know of any dinosaur synchros, honestly, so I don't know what this does. When a monster declares an attack, you can special summon one dinosaur monster from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn, except for dinosaur monsters. So that could summon like a UCT from your hand. Uh, okay, I don't think that's like that useful. And that's when either your opponent attacks or you attack, I guess. Huh. A fusion. Heavy cavalry of the indestructible insects. Do you have to fusion summon this? I guess you do. Alright. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. It requires 2 insect monsters, one of them having to be level 5 or higher. This is destructible by your own effects, though. Okay. If all face-up monsters you control are insect monsters, quick effect, you can target 2 monsters on the field, including an insect monster you control, banish them. So it's supposed to pair with a new synchro, I guess. So that would be banish and then destroy, but it happens all at the same time, which kind of sucks. Alright. Cool. Motor Kaiser. You can reveal this card in your hand immediately after this effect resolves. Normal summon one Dark Machine monster. Oh, that's kind of neat, actually. You can target one monster you control, destroy it. Then you can special summon one engine token in attack position. Oh. The second effect I don't know about, but the first effect's kind of neat. In terms of Dark Machines, I don't really know what Dark Machines would benefit off of this right now, though. If you control no face-up monsters, or the only face-up monsters you control are insect monsters, you can discard one other insect monster, place one Battlewasp Wind from your deck face-up in your Swan Trap Zone, then special summon this card from your hand. So you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except insect monsters. I have to read that again because it had so much card text I didn't register a single word. So first you need to control no face-up monsters or only insect monsters. Then you discard a different insect monster from this one. Then you place a, I'm assuming, continuous spell from your deck. It doesn't matter if you open it, I guess, because you can just activate it. Unless it's a trap, in which case that would suck. Oh, okay. It's not. It's this. Twice return if a Battlewasp monster is no more special summon. You can target one of them. Add one Battlewasp monster with less attack than that monster from your deck to your hand. You can target one insect monster you control with a level. This turn you can treat it as a tuner if used as synchro material. So this has a ton of effects. And this effect is not hard once per turn. This effect is twice per turn, period. I think. I don't think it's per copy, is it? It's hard to tell because then you might be able to activate 2 actually, because this places. It doesn't activate, it places. So technically, if I had one in deck, one in hand, I could activate a Battlewasp Wind, and I would definitely be able to use this effect twice. I'm not sure if I could use this like 4 times or not, or if I even have enough targets for that, but okay, I guess. Sure. And then continuing from there, special summon this card. And then you were insect locked. Because you placed wind, does that get a search? Yes. And then you grab something else that probably will get you another search. So this is just a 1-card combo that will do something, presumably. You can banish this card from your graveyard, reduce the level of 1 insect monster you control by 1. That's probably relevant for some reason. And even if it's not relevant, that's an additional banish monster for the Synchros effect, I guess. Chessy Cat. Any monster destroyed by battle with a Maliss Link monster, that points to this card is banished. What? Okay, sure. You can only use each of the following effects of Maliss, Chessy Cat once per turn. During your main phase, you can banish one Maliss card from your hand, and if you can draw 2 cards. If this card is banished, you can pay 300 life points, special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Link monsters. Okay, sure. Supply Soldier of the Indestructible Insects. When an insect monster's effect is activated, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. When? Alright. Then if you activate this effect in response to your opponent's effect activation. Wait, what? Excuse me, what? When an insect monster's effect is activated, quick effect, you can special summon this. Then if you activate this in effect in response to your opponent's effect activation, negate that effect. Also, until the end of your next turn after this effect resolves, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except for insect monsters. That's the end of your next turn? What? Okay. And then fusion summon a insect fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your indoor field. So, what does it mean by in response to your opponent's effect activation? Does that mean it has to be the direct next chain link? Or just like within the same like chain? Because then presumably your opponent would have to be activating an insect monster's effect. Huh? What? Okay. Dragolithia Kunzite. If this card is in your hand, you can send one level 7 or higher normal monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. And if you do special summon this card, okay, that's fine, I guess. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one normal monster in your graveyard. Special summon it in defense position. Okay, this card's kinda nasty. So, it's just 2 bodies, I guess. Not bad. Twin Pillars of Ice. Special summon 2 Ice Pillar tokens. And you're locked out of the extra deck for the rest of this turn. What? During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard immediately after this effect resolves. Special summon or normal summon 1 water monster. What archetype is this for? Normal summon a water monster, what? Ice Doll Mirror. Send 1 water monster from your hand or face a field to the graveyard. Special summon 1 monster from your hand or deck with the same name as 1 water monster you control. Also, you cannot special summon except for water monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add 1 Ice Doll from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Ice Doll. You can discard 1 other water monster, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 water spellcaster monster from your deck to your hand. Oh my god, there's so much card text, and then there's like related cards as well that you have to think about. Man, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Ice Doll Mirror from your deck to your hand. So I discard a different water monster, special summon this, and this will add a water monster, 1 water spellcaster monster, which I'm presumably going to normal summon. Then maybe we link summon or something. Who knows? And then that allows us to grab Ice Doll Mirror. And we can technically maybe special summon it, whatever that we link off with Coral Anemone, I guess. And this adds the Ice Doll Mirror. And then Ice Doll Mirror has this effect. Now that I think about it, isn't Enchantress like the adventure package level 3 water spellcaster? Yeah, that's a target for this, I guess. And then you can do this. The same name as 1 water monster you control. If you specifically special summon a monster, then I guess like wait, you can't summon anything aside from water monsters, so you wouldn't be able to summon like Griffin Rider until the next turn, which is still fine, I guess. You can only use each effect, so okay, you can use both effects in the same turn. Okay, maybe we'll have to keep that just on the back burner, let cook, I guess. Battlewasp win. Yep. Tenyi Infinity, new field spell. When this card is activated, you can add 1 Vessel for the Dragon Cycle or Heavenly Dragon Circle from your deck to your hand. You contribute 1 water monster, then target 1 monster on the field, destroy it. Not that useful unless you're going second. think. Actually, maybe it could be useful. Once per turn during your end phase, you can send this card to the graveyard, and if you do, place one Flawless Perfection of the Tenyi from your deck or graveyard face up in your field zone. That's the turns normal monsters into towers card, yeah. Then draw 2 cards as well. Yeah, that card's kind of good actually. You've never had a way to search it before, so that's neat. Uh-huh. And this adds either one of those 2 cards. Vessel. Send one Iron monster from your deck to the graveyard. And if you control a face-up non-effect monster, you can add from your deck to your hand one Tenyi monster with a different name of the monster sent to the graveyard. I mean, I guess that's probably good. Because you could summon like a 4 plus this, make the 8, grab the field spell, and then you could do Vessel. And then you could grab a Tenyi to actually like normal summon, sending a Shuna as well. Yeah, okay, that's good. Heavenly Dragon Circle. Tribute one more monster, add one more monster from your deck to your hand. Or if you tributed a non-effect monster to activate this card, you can special summon it instead, but negate its effects. I guess this is good for Sword Soul, I guess. If you were to go Tenyi Infinity first and then go this. But then you have to run all these extra cards, so it's like, eh. Not really sure if this is good in the hybrid build, honestly. I feel like for consistency reasons, like I'd prefer to play the Tenyi build, like Pier, with these cards personally. Alright. In your main phase, if you control a face-up non-effect monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Tenyi card. Your deck to your hand, you can only use one effect per turn and only once that turn. Okay. So there's some follow-up as well. Wait, what? Double fusion. Pay 500 life points, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. Then you fusion summon one more fusion from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. Is there a card that even searches this? I mean, that's kind of cool actually, but it's like, is this useful? How does this work with Verte? I guess you would just fusion summon twice and then not be able to summon any more? What deck would even play that? Alright. 2 for 1 repair job. Bash 1 dark machine monster from your graveyard. Special summon 1 monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard that mentions engine token. Huh. The face-up dark machine monster you control is sent to the graveyard except by battle while this card is in your graveyard. Except during the damage step, you can banish this card. Special summon 1 engine token in attack position. What? Huh. No idea. Malice in the mirror. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Banish one Malice monster from your hand or face of field, and if you do, negate that monster's effects until the end of this turn. This card is banished, you can target one Malice card in your graveyard, banish it, and if you do, add one Malice card of the same type, monster, spell, or trap from your deck to your hand. Okay. Sachi the Ceremonial Bow. If this card is synchro summoned, you treat it as a tuner. Optional. Interesting. Once per turn, you can return one continuous spell you control to the hand. You can normal summon one Battlewasp monster during your main phase this turn in addition to your normal summon slash set. Ah, so you only need to play one copy, I guess, of the continuous spell. Then you could activate it again, I guess. Sure. This card is sent to the wait. That means if you open it, it becomes really bad. Then maybe potentially, depending on how the first effect works. Ugh, not a fan of that. Anyway, this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material. You can inflict 100 damage to your opponent for each of your banished Battlewasp monsters. Is this an FTK? Probably not. It just randomly does burn, I think. Okay. Denial Deity Doten. What? One lane monster plus 2 monsters except on the field or in the graveyard. So you have to use monsters that are either banished or in your hand. Okay. This fusion summon card cannot be destroyed by battle. As long as no monsters on your field or graveyard share an original name with any monster on your opponent's field or graveyard, monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. What? Okay. You can send from your hand, deck, or extra deck to the graveyard one monster with the same original name as a monster on your opponent's field or graveyard. Then target one monster on their field or graveyard. Banish it. The only way I can see that this would be useful is maybe if we were playing like Sanctifier with Doten. Otherwise, I don't see how you're able to do this effect. This is then going to be a target one monster on the field or graveyard banish it effect. That's like fine. And then you can't be destroyed by card effects. You know what? This card's actually okay. So it just requires a light monster and then two monsters. It's doable enough. Would I go out of my way to make it? Maybe not. Triangle Dragon of the Dark Deep. What? Okay. This isn't a dragon. If 3 or more level 10 monsters are in your field, graveyard, and or banishment while this card is in your hand, you can special summon this card. If this card is special summon, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains 500 attack. Then if the card sent to the graveyard was a monster, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. Otherwise, you can send the new top card of your deck to the graveyard. Wait, what? Send... Does this send to the graveyard? Okay. What is this monster? Huh. Temper of Fortune Ebby. This is a pendulum normal monster. Scale 8. Interesting. And it has a coin flip effect. What? You can target one card in your pendulum zone. Oh, it doesn't have to be this card. Heads. Special summon tails, destroy it, but lose life points equal to its pendulum scale. Okay. Sure. Insect Invitation. Face-up monsters your opponent controls that were not summoned this turn become an insect. I guess that's got synergy with the 5. This one. Yeah. Sure. You can only use each of the following effects of Insect Invitation once per turn. You can target 3 of your banished insect monsters. Oh, recycling. Shuffle them into the deck, then draw one card. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there from the hand this turn, you can place this card face up in your spell and trap zone. Oh, neat. Scrap Garage. If a face-up machine monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, target up to 3 dark machine monsters in your graveyard, special summon them, but their attack defense becomes 0. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one machine monster you control, destroy it. What? Okay. Ragnarika, Wisteria of Woe. Special summon this card as a normal monster. This card is still also treated as a trap. Then if you control a Ragnarika Link monster, you can banish up to 2 cards from your opponent's graveyard. I guess you can set this with Silhouette. During the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle 2 insect, plant, and or reptile monsters from your graveyard or banishment into the deck, and if you do set this card, you can just keep doing that. Oh, this can recycle your whole deck like continuously, I think. That's neat. Maliss MTP07. You can activate this card the turn it was set by banishing one face-up Maliss monster you control. Oh, so it can just be activated if you have a Maliss monster. Otherwise, you can just activate them without banishing, I guess. Add one Maliss monster from your deck to your hand, and if you control a Maliss Link monster, you can banish one card on the field. Okay. It's hard once per turn also. Bailing Up Sisters. If the total levels of monsters you control are less than or equal to the total levels of monsters your opponent controls, you contribute this card, add one level 7 or higher insect or plant monster from your deck to your hand. During the end phase of this turn, Take 2,700 damage if you did not normally special summon that monster or a card with the same original name after activating this effect. So, was this supposed to add? Huh? This is level 5. This can't be added by that. Okay, whatever then. Template Skipper. You can special summon this card from your hand to your zone as Cyber's Link monster points to. Okay. You can only special summon Skipper once returned this way. During your main phase, you can banish one Cyber's monster from your hand or graveyard. And if you do, this card's name can be treated as the banished monsters if used as link material this turn. Um, does that matter? I guess this is supposed to have some synergy with Maliss or something. Because you can banish like a Maliss monster, copy its name so it counts as a Maliss monster, so you can link summon like a different Maliss monster or something. But if you have a Cyber's monster, like a Cyber's Link monster, then isn't this like moot point? Is like Lizard Haggardus could do the same crap. Okay. Uh, last card. LCGWC06. How am I supposed to remember any of these card names? Alright, same effect as every other mouse replica. Special summon one of your mouse monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. Then if you control a Malice Link monster, you can gain life points equal to the original attack of that special summon monster. Hmm. Well, is this effect even that useful? It's just like a monster reborn, basically, right? Eh. Okay. Like, aside from Maliss and Tenyi, nothing like super exciting because I don't know what Battlewasp actually do, mostly. But those were all the new cards, I guess. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.